Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Warships with Rear Admiral Jingle. We got a pretty spectacular battle for you today, consisting of a pretty spectacular division, led by, there's a theme emerging here, you can probably spot it, led by a pretty spectacular battleship captain. This is the Bomb 60, in the Italian Tier 10 battleship, the Christopher Columbus. He's divisioned up with another Christopher Columbus, captained by Moonlight, and the Tier 9 Austro-Hungarian destroyer, the Jaeger, captained by Honemaster. I haven't unlocked this ship yet, so I've never played it. I'm having a real issue with the Italian battleship line, mostly because I'm currently stuck at Tier 8 in the Vittorio Veneto, and it's absolutely awful. The accuracy of the guns is all over the place. And I can forgive a lot of things of a battleship as long as the guns are good, or at least alright. And the Vittorio Venetos are not. It's seriously questionable accuracy combined with the long reload. It's just not a pleasant experience. And yet I keep seeing replays of this one, the Tier 10, following on from the Lepanto at Tier 9. And I have unlocked the Lepanto. Just based on my experience with the Vittorio Veneto, I've never gotten around to buying it. But I keep seeing people in this one doing extremely well and not really having any of the problems that I'm having with the Tier 8. So I think I'm going to have to persevere because this ship does really look like it's worth getting. The Christopher Colombo it's the battleship of choice for aggressive battleship captains for a number of reasons, mostly because of the not very good firing range of the main battery guns. I think it actually has the shortest firing range of any Tier 10 battleship. Just slightly less than 19 kilometres, which isn't great. I mean, you're going to get outranged by some cruisers at this tier with that kind of gun range. However, what it lacks in range, it makes up for in sheer firepower. It's got the semi-armour piercing loaded here, got some shots out at the Yamagiri. Unfortunately, semi-armour piercing only does 10% damage to destroyers. So 3 hits, 3,750 damage, very underwhelming. But it's the sheer number of guns that this thing has. Even though they're only 15-inch in caliber, the fact that it has 16 of them means that the Christopher Columbus currently holds the title of the ship in the game with the heaviest weight of broadside fire, beating out the Vermont's 12 18-inch guns. Of course, as an Italian battleship, it also has access to the high-speed smoke. And of course, firing the guns means he does get spotted. But bitch slapping the Annapolis, who was the only one close enough to see him firing through the smoke, very quickly fixed that problem. There's the first blood award, and I'm sure the friendly Annapolis, who was engaged in a gun duel with the enemy Annapolis, was very grateful for the assist. The sheer weight of firepower on this ship, I mean, it's kind of counterbalanced by a couple of issues. First, the lackluster range of slightly less than 19 kilometres. And also, it does have a long reload. It's not as long as the Vermont. You know, we're not talking 40 seconds, but it's not far short of 40 seconds either. 37-second reload on these things. Oh, that's a nice, fat, juicy broadside, Hanover. And that was a very, very underwhelming result. To be fair, the Hanover is a bit of a beast of a battleship. It is extremely tough. Oh, and he's firing back. And the bomb, yeah, nicely dodged. But that did kind of illustrate the underwhelming penetration of the 15-inch armour piercing shells. As an Italian battleship though, and you can see the bomb taking advantage of this right now, it does get a 30% built-in reduction on the length of time that it takes to swap ammunition, with the alternative to the armour piercing being the semi-armour piercing. And that was much better, wasn't it? The bombs just noticed the extremely suspicious looking smoke screen up ahead, which so far isn't an angry smoke screen. It's not launching torpedoes at anybody, and it's about to have torpedo problems of its own, courtesy of the friendly Yamagiri, who's just launched them into the enemy smoke screen. And yep, sure enough, enemy Yamagiri. The bomb focuses in with his secondaries, and then continues to give his attention to, well, actually that's a whole bunch of enemy battleships. There's at least 4. The Schlieffen, the Hanover, the Wisconsin, and the Iowa. On the bright side, thanks to his secondaries, he doesn't have to worry about the Yamagiri anymore. So there's his second kill, and the Close Quarters Expert Award. There's a handy little island over here you can use to shield him from some of the incoming fire that's been directed his way, while he waits for these guns to reload. Honestly, a 37-second reload is pretty bad. He's switching back to the armor piercing now that he's closing the range, where the underwhelming penetration on these 15-inch AP shells isn't going to be that much of a problem anymore. And he's going for the Wisconsin because nice big flat broadside. Those are going to be Schlieffen torpedoes. He took one. Decent hit on the Wisconsin. The other downside about the armor piercing shells is because they're only 15 inches in caliber, they can only overmatch 26 millimeters of armor plating. And there are an awful lot of things at tier 10, even cruisers, that have more armor plating than that, which means you can't overmatch. So you have to pay careful attention to armor angles where other battleships wouldn't have to. They could just blast right through with their AP shells. That Wisconsin didn't learn his lesson the first time, did he? And, yep. The bomb is actually charging 4 battleships at once here. Well, okay, 3 now, because Moonlight and the other Christopher Columbus has just sunk the Hanover. The Wisconsin, if he knows what's good for him, is going to get behind that island before the bomb can reload. The priority target right now is the Schlieffen, who is 100% lining up for a torpedo attack. But in order to do that, he has to give an uncomfortable amount of broadside. And that's kill number 3. And yeah, he didn't get the torpedoes away. So the Wisconsin's in cover behind the island. And here's the real big brain moment. It's just him and the Iowa. He's got 10 seconds to go before the guns are ready to fire, but 15-inch armor piercing can only overmatch 26 millimeters of armor plating, and the Iowa is angled. If he raises his sights and rakes the Iowa's superstructure, he might kill him, but he doesn't have to. He triggers the high-speed smoke instead, takes his finger off the trigger, disappears, and just lets his secondaries do the talking for him. Well, the secondaries and Moonlight and the other Christopher Columbus, who earns his second kill, taking out the Iowa for him. The Wisconsin is comfortably out of line of fire. Looks like the enemy Audacious just took a big hit, and Hunmaster over there in the Jaeger has gotten some torpedoes away, but, well, if you snooze, you lose. That's kill number 4. Hey, at least they're keeping it in the division. The high-speed smoke is about to expire. The Wisconsin just ran out of friends, and the friendly Yamagiri's gotten some torpedoes away. The guns have reloaded. He still has the armor piercing. He's motoring on ahead. It's a fairly fast battleship. I mean, it's no speed demon, but it's quick enough. The Yamagiri only scored 1 torpedo hit. Well, we'll take it, and there's the Kraken Unleashed. And the Coordinated Attack Award, which is the division version of the Kraken Unleashed. 7 kills amongst the members of the division. I think it's fairly safe to say that the enemy team is experiencing something of a ROFL stomp at the moment. Down to 97 points, with only 1 cap circle. There's the enemy Heisen, who turned up just in time to be the next victim. The bomb still has the armor piercing loaded. Some semi-armor piercing coming in there, probably from Moonlight, slightly to the rear, and the other Christopher Columbus. And it's a reasonable hit, considering the Heisen was angling up. But the Heisen now, of course, has Jaeger problems. Well, he's got Christopher Columbus problems. There's no way he's getting out of this. He switched to the high explosive because angled target. He's managed to set it fire, does some damage. But the Heisen's only real choice now is, well, how would Sir like to die today? Jaeger torpedoes or Christopher Columbus 15-inch armor piercing shells? He chose the 15-inch armor piercing shells, and there's kill number 6. The enemy team are now down to 67 points. Yes, the scores are reversed. Of course they are. It's a wargaming replay. All they have left are a pair of destroyers, a submarine, and based on the semi-armor piercing secondary fire coming out of that smokescreen, I'm going to go with a Napoli. Of course, smokescreens work both ways. The Napoli can't see the bomb anymore, so he's going to have to leave that smokescreen. Yep, there go his torpedoes. And the bomb is waiting for the Napoli to do exactly that, and changing his course and speed like this has done a number of things. First, obviously, it's killed the Napoli by bringing all of his guns to bear and scoring kill number 7. It's also given him a fighting chance of avoiding any torpedoes that the Napoli might have launched in the other direction by not sailing in a straight line, and also getting these islands between himself and any further Napoli torpedoes. The enemy team are now down to 47 points. That one cap circle is the only thing keeping them in the game, but I don't think it's going to be enough. All they have remaining are the 2 destroyers, who are both spotted, and 1 submarine. And the submarine just got spotted. The bomb has switched to the semi-armoured piercing. He gets the shots out, drops some death charges just in case, didn't need to. There's kill number 8, took out the submarine, and that just leaves the 2 enemy destroyers, who are now down to 13 points, with their only cap circle being contested. There's the coordinated attack and the general offensive award. Again, you can earn it multiple times in one battle if you're any good. The bomb there in chat saying, I am the coordinated attack. And the rest of the team there in chat saying, could have just sent the Columbos alone this game. I think he's exaggerating a little bit, but only a little. Scores a hit on the Ostjotland, not quite enough to kill him, but that's when the Tromp pops up. The rear turrets on this ship, by the way, can rotate a full 360 degrees, which means it is very, very easy to bring all of your firepower to bear when switching targets. The Ostjotland has disappeared. The Tromp has not. Well, got nothing better to shoot at. And boom, headshot. The quarterback is toast. Kill number 9, 1,000 points. Victory. The enemy team did not quite get reduced to 0 points. They managed to score 8. And that's 1 million credits earned from 194,000 damage done for the Bomb 60 in the Cristoforo Colombo. There's the Strike Team Award. Damage equal to 50% of the enemy team's hit points. They probably did more than that. The Close Quarters Expert Award. The Kraken Unleashed, obviously, for the first 5 of his 9 kills. Coordinated attack. The division must destroy at least 7 enemy ships. They actually got 11. First Blood and General Offensive. The division must destroy 3 ships of different types, and they actually got that twice. And Honemaster in the Jaeger, by the way, he also got the Combat Scout Award. This division killed 11 of the 12 enemy ships. Nobody else on the team scored a single kill. I'm pretty sure they'd have gotten all 12, including the Ostjotland, if they hadn't reached 1,000 points first, because the enemy team did still have 8 points left. They were technically still in the game. I guess they're just going to have to settle for the Bomb's 9 kills, Moonlight's 2, and the division's 11 out of 12. That was one hell of a ruffle stomp. I hope you all enjoyed watching it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.